I started the video and there's clacking in the back.
That's perfect. What was it called? Unbearable?
The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Man, there's a good movie in there, but it's not this.
How do you fuck up a meta movie whose sole purpose is to just highlight Nicolas Cage being Nicolas Cage?
Yeah, they did everything to fuck it up. Even
Yes.
though, like, you can see the backbone is there, like it's there. There's a good movie in it, but so much of it, all of the Tiffany Haddish and Ike
Oh gosh,
Barinholtz
she
stuff,
was terrible.
Ike Barinholtz and Tiffany Haddish are awful, and so the tone is so different.
The tone is, yes, completely different. Tiffany Haddish, Ike Barinholtz barely says anything, so
Yeah.
I'll hold some judgment, but Tiffany Haddish is completely in some other thing.
Yeah, awful. Pedro Pascal is great.
He is great.
He's always great, but he's so good in this.
He's really good in this, and I wish he weren't in it.
Yeah.
So, Bob, it has been a long time in my mind, because we've seen movies that we don't like. We've seen a lot of movies we don't like. But it has been a long time since I have seen a movie where I cared about nothing. Like, even The Matrix Revolution, or
I like that movie.
Resurrection.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like it less because there were ideas and things I cared about in some action that I liked. This movie, I didn't like the action was boring.
It's dumb.
The plot was it was not incomprehensible, but it was incomprehensibly dumb.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, why did they make it so dumb?
It did not need to be, but that's why I'm struggling with. Like, there is a good movie, a good idea in there, and they fucked everything around it up so bad that it affects it.
Okay, so here's thing one that I noticed, and I came into the movie with this attitude, and I've seen meta movies, I've seen Adaptation and Being John Malkovich, which are one's the sequel to the other, which strangely.
One starring Nicolas Cage.
Yes, but okay, anyway, the thing about this movie that just didn't fucking work is Nicolas Cage plays himself, and it's all centered around him playing himself. Like, the whole movie's about that. So why would you hire really famous people to play others? Like, Neil Patrick Harris plays Nicolas Cage's agent. There is no planet in which I'm going to accept that in this film.
Neil Patrick Harris plays Neil Patrick Harris playing agent. Like, it's not good.
No, he's not good, but he doesn't belong in this film. Like, why not just hire his actual agent?
Right.
He has
You could have gone
20 lines total.
Yeah.
And Pedro Pascal, he is so good. He's a star. He's a star right now, and I'm supposed to believe that he doesn't know that Nicolas Cage just that doesn't make any fucking sense. Pedro Pascal in the context of the movie would be Pedro Pascal. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's a huge problem with it. I wanted this to be so much better.
I did too. I expected it to be.
And I don't hate it because I do know that there's a good movie in it, but I hate everything around the good movie. I hate everything. The CIA stuff is so stupid. The cousin stuff is so stupid.
The cousin stuff is so stupid.
Everything that's not the main story is terrible and dumb and layered on there just to, for no reason.
This is one of the. I'm going to say this. It's weird because it's all relative, but given the talent involved in this movie and whatever, this is one of the worst made movies I've seen. Like, even the double knife reveal, right? When they back over the bad guy and his knife falls out and it lands in the Jeep, and then later, I'm waiting for it. Yeah, I'm waiting for them to use the knife because why else would they do a close-up of the knife? And then 20 minutes later, they show the knife again. I'm like, in case you forgot.
Yeah, the action sequences were stupid.
They had no tension.
The relationship between the two of them was great. Between Nicolas Cage and
Yes.
Javi Like that worked.
I'm not mad at Nicolas Cage. I'm not mad at Pedro.
Pedro Pascal.
The way they played each other was
were great.
good. Yeah, but this movie didn't matter. You know, like plotting wise, I mean, it was super meta, right? But it felt
Could
like
have gone more though. It could have gone
It
like
should've-
you pointed out. Like it could have easily
Yeah.
gone. Had all of the Hollywood world around there instead of.
oh yeah, you know, what if? Because I was thinking during the movie, like, what would I change, or what, you know, like, okay, so they decide they want to have this subplot, and I've thought about stuff like this because I have screenplay ideas in my brain that I never
course.
do anything with. I just talk about them.
Yeah.
But like, okay, what if he were just a secret agent? Like, if
Kind
you were,
of Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. Kind
of a thing.
style.
Like, why not? You're already fucking with reality.
Right.
Like, why do you need this plot where he gets pulled in? Like, the notion of the CIA pulling him, it makes no sense. They're waiting there to take out this drug lord.
It's so stupid.
They have years of knowledge of the drug lord, and
But
they're
the
wrong.
But they're wrong. Yeah. Like that. Yeah,
And then they're like,
whole
Nicolas
part-
Cage shows up, and you're the only reason that we're going to save this
to
girl.
simplify
the only
this
reason.
movie, to simplify this movie to make it good for
Yeah.
what it was. When Nicolas Cage arrives and Pedro Pascal greets him and then puts him through the ringer of like testing out this idea,
Yeah.
make that more believable. Make that like
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage doesn't know if it's real or not, and then have that story carry on. That's all you need.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. And frankly, every famous person could have played themselves.
Yeah.
Because that would have worked in the context of this. Nicolas Cage is wrapped up in this weirdo world.
Right, and like, do I know you? Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could have been so much easier to just to take all the superfluous, dumb shit out of it. And just make it Pedro Pascal's, like that character's fantasy of what he would do if Nicolas Cage came to
Yeah.
greet him.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
And it would be like The Man Who Wasn't There, a little bit of like,
I haven't seen that, but I'm thinking Shutter Island.
but like in Nicolas Cage's mind, he's not sure every step of the way what's real and what's put on.
Right,
You know, like
sure.
have that.
Yeah,
It's like-
I just got done watching Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, the live version of it with Zachary Quinto, and I know it's a classic, but do you know that play?
I do.
Okay,
Yeah.
one of the things at the end, it's like we set up shop in a rolling rink. I'm sorry, rolling ring,
Rolling
whatever.
ring. It's a rolling ring.
One of the things about the play that I had to have my friend explain the end to me because I was like, I kind of get it, I kind of don't get it, and then it's all about what's real and what's not real, and then I left feeling after 3.5 hours wondering what is real and why did I bother, right? It didn't give me a sense of, it didn't thrill me. Why did I bring that up? Because there are famous things that do that and play with that concept, and I think it can work.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people think Virginia Woolf really works. I mean, that's not a small, scheme
Right.
play,
Yeah, it's a very, yeah.
you know. And they could have done the same thing here.
Yeah.
Just what's real, what's not real. Fuck with people's heads.
Specifically, fuck with Nicolas Cage's head. He's already
Yeah.
going through like this midlife, late career, figuring out what his next steps. So
Yeah.
like, there's all the reason to just like put him into this new reality that he's expecting very little of, and then he has to be gung ho for it.
Yeah.
And then at the end, like it can still have the same ending where he makes that into a movie and it works. It's just
It was boring.
man.
It was.
Haddish.
Oh, Tiffany Haddish is so bad in this. I mean, look, I've never seen her do anything else. I don't follow her.
I mean, she just plays herself all the time.
Sure.
It's the same with Ike Barinholtz. And the two of them together, you're in the wrong movie. Both of you are in.
Yeah.
You're in a typical American comedy, and this is trying to have stronger legs than that. And it doesn't, unfortunately, but boy, they were awful.
Yeah. Is there anything else about this film that I liked or didn't like?
Fun idea, bad implementation, bad use of a fun idea.
Even the opening, like the whole opening, they try to make us care about his daughter. I don't. I don't at all.
I had a question early on watching this movie. Is it weird to be, I mean, it's probably not weird because Nicolas Cage is weird, but to be an actor in a new movie where they have to pay for rights for a bunch of your old movies to show clips of, like, is that weird? Because they do a lot of that. There's a lot of clips of old movies.
There's
least four?
there's a sequence in this film, okay, because it's the one time I turned to you and said something, which is Nicolas Cage isn't in on what's going on, you know, he's trying to figure it all out, and he thinks Javi is, what did he think Javi was trying to do? Because he knew Javi was faking this whole plot line of a you know, general coming to kill them. Javi was trying to get Nicolas Cage into the acting mood, and Nick wasn't having any of it. And Javi said, but you have a gift. You know, you have this gift and you need to give it. And so Nicolas Cage decided, oh yeah, well then suddenly I'm totally in the mood
Right.
and I'm
How
jumping
does it, to
off
jump
a
up a
cliff.
Right. What turned? What
Yeah,
was it?
I have no idea what caused that moment.
Right.
And that's why I asked Bob, I go, why did he do that?
Just suddenly decide to go for it?
And then they go off the cliff into the water and Nicolas Cage is, wow, that really was a cliff.
I could have died.
I could have died, it was so deep. And I'm like, you couldn't tell it was a cliff?
Right, you were right there.
You were there.
You were told you're going to the cliffs, in fact.
Yes.
You're going to the cliffs.
Yeah, that's a good point. So yeah, I this movie befuddled me. I was excited to see it. I wanted to see him chew up the scenery. There's a couple of moments where, you know,
The stuff with him and his actor self is pretty funny. Like, I wonder, I mean, it wasn't used right, but like to have him having discussions with himself, like his actor-y self,
yeah.
pretty funny.
But no, this is
Bad use.
bad movie. Bad
Oh well.
movie. We have such a bad track
Yeah,
record.
we've seen one good movie.
What are the other ones we've seen? Because we saw Matrix, didn't like that.
The French Dispatch.
Oh yeah,
Half of it was decent.
yes, and then it took a nosedive. Oh yeah, and Cry Macho, didn't like that. Halloween Kills, didn't like
so
that.
awful.
Yeah, that might be it. Well, we saw
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
love that, and then one video I didn't post was because I feel like I got too personal against Matthew Vaughn, but The King's Man, we did not like The King's
Not good.
Man. So, you know, Bob, we should have seen Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I'm telling, like, we're trying to like pick and choose what's going to be good. We obviously fail.
Yeah.
We should see Sonic.
We should. Man, this had something in there. There still is a good movie in there.
And you know, and without you, I went and saw Ambulance.
I hear that's awful.
Oh God! If you've
Nobody
ever
has said anything good about it to me.
throwing your hands in the air, watching a cop car do a jump in a parking lot, like it's that level of bad. What's really funny, a quick aside about Ambulance, okay? Terrible. I'm not going to go into it, but there's a scene where all these cop cars are in the parking lot, and Michael Bay decides to shoot, just going off a tiny little ramp. Just goes off a ramp, and the camera goes up there. There's no reason. It shouldn't be there. Why is there a jump? It doesn't fit. Doesn't make sense. It's not really germane, right? It just happens because it's Michael Bay. And then later I saw this quick like making of video where they're talking about they hired a guy who can fly drones competitively to film it. And
That's
this
the
was
whole
one of
reason
them.
why it's in there.
Yeah, Michael Bay said, "You're gonna fly this drone under the car. I'm gonna jump the car." And he's like, "Why?" He's like, "Just do it." And I thought, okay.
That's the whole reason.
It was
it's there.
really weird
Just to
that
pay
that
somebody
particular
with
moment,
a skill. to
Michael
use a
Bay was
skill
all into this moment
for no reason.
for no reason. Okay. Anything else?
No, I don't hate this one as much as I've hated other movies that we've watched, but yeah.
I can't say hate because it doesn't offend me in some way, but I feel like I'm supposed to hate it because I do not like it.
Okay, fair.
Okay, bye.